Kickoff in Nashville is just around the corner, and these are my game-by-game predictions for the Vanderbilt Commodores this season. Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check us out via podcast, where we get your podcasts. You can also find us across all social media platforms, as well as our website, secunfiltered.com. And as always, we are powered by our friends over at FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/SECU to join today and get started with $250 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. Once again, that's FanDuel.com/SECU to get $250 in bonus bets today. How does Vandy build off of what they did a season ago when they shocked the college football world, getting to a bowl game? And it was all led by their quarterback, Diego Pavia, who has been spending a lot of this offseason writing checks that he's hoping his team is going to cash. These are my game-by-game predictions for the Vanderbilt Commodores this season. And guys, speaking of cash, before we get into our game-by-game picks, our friends over at FanDuel have the over-under win total for the Doors set at 4.5, the over at -192, the under at +154. So money is pouring in on the over at -192. Guys, you want to go place your wagers today, you can do so over at FanDuel.com/SECU. With that being said, without further ado, guys, let's dive into my game-by-game predictions. As of course, we will start with the season opener. Vandy easing into the 2025 season with a non-conference foe as Charleston Southern comes to Nashville. They come to the West End to take on the Doors. Guys, this will be a celebration of Vandy football returning. That's what it will be. It will be a blowout, name-your-score game. I see Diego Pavia and company having no problems with the Buccaneers. I don't even think Diego Pavia probably plays this entire game. Great opportunity, by the way, for Clark Lea to build depth, develop depth within his football team, get a lot of different faces out there. I know Vandy has struggled in some non-conference showdowns before, but I don't see that being the case here. I think Vandy beats Charleston Southern, and I think they beat them big to build momentum going into that Week 2 matchup. You're sitting at 1-0, traveling to Lane Stadium, Inner Sandman, Virginia Tech, the Hokies, who I think will be coming off a loss to South Carolina in Week 1. It's essentially desperation mode for Brent Pry. I think you drop this one. I think you drop this one on the road. Virginia Tech's going to have a really nasty taste in their mouth, not just from last year, but losing their season opener again. Listen, I love Diego Pavia. I do. I think Diego Pavia is an absolute wizard. I think Virginia Tech defensively will be ready for him. I do. And I know the Drones kid, not the best quarterback in the world. I like what Vandy's got defensively. Call me crazy here. Maybe I'm nuts, and Vandy's going to go into Lane. They're going to whoop up on Vatek again. But I think Virginia Tech, after losing last year, comes out at home. They have to have this football game. It's a must-win. I think they get it done. I think Vandy, I think you drop to 1-1 on the season. Tough loss, close football game. I just think Vatek's going to find a way to get this done. Again, hand you your first L. Guys, then Vandy goes to South Carolina. Here's the thing. And this comes straight from Vandy fans, who I have many of. Vandy friends, I should say, who I have many of. Vandy could have a team that goes 12-0, goes to the SEC title, wins the national championship. But they won't go 12-0 because they're going to lose to South Carolina. Like, it doesn't matter if Vandy's got one of the best teams in the country and South Carolina can't win a game. The Gamecocks just own Vanderbilt. There's just no other way to put it, right? It's been like almost 20 years since Vandy beat South Carolina. Until it happens, and you'd like to think last year was a great chance for it to happen, until it happens, nobody can pick it. Nobody. I don't care if you're the most diehard Vandy fan out there. You can't pick this as a W until Vandy shows you that whatever hex or curse they have set upon you is gone. So give me South Carolina. The game's also at Williams-Brice Stadium. I don't think the Gamecocks will be overlooking Vandy. And I do think you drop to 1-2 on the season early and you lose your SEC opener. Then here comes Week 4. And as you jump out of conference play back into non-conference, this might be one that a casual or somebody who doesn't realize, they just overlook, they glance the schedule, they overlook this game. Georgia State coming to Nashville. This game will be so much more intense, I think, than people realize. Because Vandy wants payback. Diego Pavia wants payback. Clark Lea wants payback. The entire fan base and program wants payback on Georgia State for what happened a season ago. I firmly believe that. They want payback. And I think Vandy will get payback, guys. I think what happened last year in Atlanta is a fluke. I really do. Georgia State, fine program. Del McGee did a good job with them. But I think Vandy at home, there is just no shot you lose this football game. I just don't see it. I think you get back to 500, get back to 2-2 on the season. Again, you let Georgia State walk into your house and beat you in Nashville, we got some issues. I don't see Diego Pavia allowing that to happen. The following week, you got Utah State, ho-hum, no big deal. Name your score against the Aggies. I think Vanderbilt wins this game, wins it comfortably, building some momentum. You get to 3-2 on the season, back above 500 before the following week. You go on the road to Tuscaloosa to take on the Alabama Crimson Tide, a team that you beat in Nashville a season ago. Maybe the most incredible upset, at least in SEC football history. I don't know about college football history. We got App State, Michigan, what happened with that one, but definitely the SEC's most monumental upset, right? We will never forget where we were, what we were doing. We'll never forget that football game and what happened. I hate to tell you guys, Alabama hasn't forgotten either. If Vandy beats Alabama, I'll guarantee you it ain't because Alabama was overlooking Vandy. Alabama will be locked in for this game. Alabama will be prepared for this game. And in case y'all haven't seen, admittedly, I am high on Alabama. Guys, I hate to say it here because I know there's a lot of faithful Doors tuned in, and I love the Doors. Heck, I live right down the road, essentially, from First Bank Stadium, from the West End. I'm right here in Nashville. But Alabama's going to put belt to ass to Vanderbilt in Tuscaloosa. There's no doubt in my mind. That Alabama defense, the goal of this game for Vandy, just get out of T-Town with Diego Pavia healthy, because they are going to be coming after him from snap one until the final snap. They are going to be coming at him. Make sure you get out of there healthy because you still got a lot to play for after this one. So, going into the bye week, I got Vandy sitting at 3-3, sitting at 500. Okay, all right start to the season. You have the bye, then you welcome the LSU Tigers. So the schedule gets no easier. I will say this. If you look at the schedule for Vandy and you're looking for, like, where are those big upset opportunities? Kind of like, maybe not even to the level you had with Bama last year, obviously, but like, where are some games where Vanderbilt could trip up the opponent? Call me crazy. I think LSU could be one of them. I could see LSU going out there and kind of laying a clunker and Garrett Nussmeier turning the football over 3 or 4 times, and all of a sudden we look up in the fourth quarter and Vandy's up by 10 points. I could see. I mean, listen, LSU has struggled with mobile quarterbacks. I could see it. I'm not picking it. Admittedly, I'm going with LSU in this football game. I'm picking you to lose this football game and fall to 3-4 on the season. But it is one to keep a close eye on. And maybe, just maybe, hey, the SEC Unfiltered Tour, I say, is coming to Nashville. Hell, I live in Nashville. The SEC Unfiltered Tour will be in Nashville at some point this season. Maybe this game is it. Maybe this game is it. Either way, though, I do think LSU comes in. I think they get the victory. I got to go with the better roster here. I'm high on LSU. Think they're in the college football playoff. I do think you drop to LSU and you fall to 3-4 on the season. The following week, you got another home game. The Missouri Tigers come to town. MIZ, kind of forgotten after they didn't make the college football playoff a season ago. I just mentioned I thought LSU was a good opportunity for an upset, and I think one of the games on the schedule where you could pull an upset. I don't think you get it against LSU. I do think you get it against Missouri. I think you up in Missouri at home. This was a game last year you could argue that Vandy should have won. I think Diego Pavia gets his revenge on MIZ. I think you get back to 500. You are sitting at 4-4 after beating the Missouri Tigers. Again, I'm actually higher on MIZ than most. I think Mizzou is going to be solid, but I think Vandy's going to have the squad to put it to them, take it to them. Maybe Missouri's still having some issues at the quarterback position. If you slow down Ahmad Hardy, you should have a good opportunity to slow down that Missouri offense. I think Vandy finds a way. I think Diego Pavia and Vandy find a way, win this game, Get back to 500. Unfortunately, I think your stay at 500 is going to be short-lived because the following week you travel to Austin, Texas to take on the Texas Longhorns. Guys, listen, I love Diego Pavia. I love the story with Diego. I love the story with Vandy football right now. I love Clark Lea, everything he stands for. I think we can all admit you are nowhere near what Texas is from a roster standpoint. And even if your starting 22 can go out there in the first half and, play some good football, make some things happen, over the course of a 4-quarter game, and never say never. We saw what happened with Bama last year. But in Austin, too, I think it's too much of an ask. Texas is a team with national title aspirations and realistic national title aspirations. Vandy, I don't think you're there yet. I don't think you're there yet from a talent standpoint. I've got Texas winning this football game. I think you drop to 4-5 overall on the season. Then comes Hugh Freeze and the Auburn Tigers to Nashville. So you're back home at First Bank in Nashville, down on the West End. Here comes the Tigers of Auburn variety. Jackson Arnold, Cam Coleman, Eric Singleton. What are they looking like? What is Auburn looking like this time of year? That's my big question, right? Like, what are we talking about? What's the storyline around Auburn coming in this game? Are they out of the college football playoff conversation? Is Auburn? Is the seat to a point to where they are going to be moving on from Hugh Freeze? Have they fired him already? Who knows? That being said, I don't trust Hugh Freeze, and I trust Diego Pavia. And I trust Diego Pavia to beat Hugh Freeze again. I think you beat Auburn at home, make it back-to-back wins for Auburn. I think you actually deliver the final nail in the coffin that is the Hugh Freeze era down on the Plains. I think you get it done. Why should I believe? I like Auburn's roster too. Why should I believe that Hugh Freeze can step on the same football field as Diego Pavia and win a football game against him? I get that Diego Pavia didn't play great last year. I understand it. What was the excuse last year? Okay, Diego Pavia didn't play well. Then why did you lose? What was the excuse? There's always an excuse with you. I don't trust you at all. I don't trust you as far as I can throw him. I like Diego Pavia in the doors at home. Get this dub. I think it'll be a massive dub for you for your season. Get you back to 500. All of a sudden, you're 5-5. Then you go into a bye week. The following week, you welcome the Kentucky Wildcats. Guys, Kentucky's the worst team in the SEC. They're a joke. This game in Nashville, too, could it kind of get squirrely? Maybe, because I think Kentucky, fairly or unfairly, don't shoot the messenger. I think they're looking at this game. It's like, hey, this is the one SEC game we could actually win. I think Kentucky goes winless in conference play, guys. I really do. I think Vandy gets them, and I think you get back to bowl eligibility. I think you beat Kentucky. You get to 6-5. You punch your ticket to a bowl game. You're feeling good about that because up next, you've got the rival. You got to travel to Rocky Top to take on the Tennessee Vols, Neyland Stadium. Rocky Top will be blaring. I can't wait. I'll tell you this. I can't wait to see Diego Pavia walk into Neyland Stadium. That is going to be such a beautifully toxic environment. The shit talk that's going to come from Diego Pavia that week. He's already spent the summer essentially saying, hey, we're going to run the state of Tennessee. Vandy, we're going to run it. Like, I love that. I love the trash talk. I love the way Diego Pavia stirs the pot, gets it going. But I don't think he's going to have the last laugh. I think Tennessee, at this point in the season, I love what they have defensively. I'm not high on Joey Aguilar, but I think at this point in the season, no doubt, they have figured it out on the offensive side of the football. The running game's probably going as long as they're healthy, God forbid. The wide receivers, guys like Mike Matthews, Chris Brazzell, are weapons on the outside. And I think Joey Aguilar, dare I say, he's kind of like a Diego Pavia. He does some things that you're like, look away, but then sometimes it works out. He can make the big play. Game-changing type of dude. And I don't mean to put him like in that same light from the standpoint because he hasn't proven it in the SEC. I'm just speaking on style of play. All right. I think Tennessee's clicking at this point. Going into Knoxville is going to be really, really tough. It's going to be really tough to go in and Neyland and get this win. So I think you drop this game. And guys, I think you finish the 2025 season at 6-6, 3-5 in SEC play, essentially exactly what you did last year. And I don't think that is a bad year. I know some Vandy fans are probably watching this, probably some of my Vandy buddies. They're rolling their eyes a little bit. I understand. I understand where you're coming from. Can we all admit, too, though, it's hard to jump on that Vandy 8-4 or 9-3 bandwagon when it's just like historically, it hasn't happened a whole lot. Like, I just want to see it. I just need to see Vandy take that leap before I can dive all in. Do I think it's in the cards? Sure. I think it's absolutely in the cards. I can't go all the way in on it. Not yet. Not yet. But I can't wait to watch this football team. I can't wait to watch Diego Pavia. And guys, I'd love to hear from you. Where am I right? Where am I wrong? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? What are your game-by-game predictions? And what's your overall record prediction for the Vanderbilt Commodores in the 2025 college football season? Guys, that's going to do it all for me. Appreciate you all tuning in. Once again, make sure you go check out our friends over at FanDuel because, as always, we are brought to you by our friends at FanDuel on Tuesday, August 26th. It is FanDuel Futures Day, a new holiday for football fans. It's 24 hours of deals on all of your football season predictions. So take a flyer on the MVP race, whether it's Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Jaden Daniels. Choose your champion in August. You can go Eagles, Lions, Chiefs, whoever you want to, or maybe you want to go Titans, by the way, or parlay your division winner dark horses. Mark your calendars. This is your day for your hunches, your hot takes, your calls, and your odds. Visit the FanDuel app today and start planning your futures bets now because Futures Day is one day and one day only. And make sure you sign up over at FanDuel.com/SECU. That's FanDuel.com/SECU. FanDuel, play your game. Guys, once again, I appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Check us out via podcast wherever you get your podcast. You can also find us across all social media platforms as well as our website, SECUnfiltered.com. Until next time, I'm Chris Phillips of SEC Unfiltered. Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in, and we will catch you all on the other side.